Chapter 107. The Surgery from 20 Years Ago. Take initiative. Don't you know whether you're the one who takes initiative? Warm breath lingered near her ear. It seemed to carry an electric current, drilling into Ava's ear canal. That tingling sensation shot to her fingertips. She coughed dryly and quickly pushed Adrian away. I'm going to sleep now. Adrian, remember to apologize to Grace. Ava walked quickly into the bedroom and lay down on the bed. Hello? Who are you looking for? Mrs. Lynn looked at the elegantly dressed, graceful woman outside. Is Ava here? I'm her mother. Mrs. Lynn quickly invited Monica in politely, though she found it somewhat strange. She'd heard that the current lady of the Hart house had married in later, so technically she should only be a stepmother to the eldest, Miss Hart. But the woman before her looked more like Grace. Though Ava was a wealthy young lady, she didn't carry this air of nobility. She had more of a pure quality. Purity mixed with an otherworldly air, completely different from the temperament of this lady claiming to be Ava's mother. Mrs. Hart, please have a seat. I'll go upstairs to wake Ava. She was in a car accident and is still recovering. She's been sleeping a lot these past few days. Monica's lips twitched slightly. After Mrs. Lynn went upstairs, a servant brought her tea and refreshments. She had no appetite for them. She didn't know where Adrian lived. She'd only tactfully gotten the address from Grace last night. She'd hurt Grace's heart. Both daughters had been settled, but now both had broken up, and her younger daughter was mixed up with Adrian again. If this got out, who knew how badly it would be talked about? Before long, Ava came downstairs alone. She walked around the sofa and sat across from Monica. What brings you here today, Mom? Instead of staying in your own villa or coming home, you're living here at Adrian's all the time. What does that look like? Monica scolded in a low voice. Ava leaned softly against the sofa and said innocently, Adrian was worried something would happen to me living alone, so he brought me to stay here. Is Grace unhappy? If she's unhappy, I'll go explain to her. I never meant to ruin their relationship. Monica frowned. The best thing you could do is just not appear in front of Adrian. Ava pressed her lips together and said nothing, looking like she was accepting the lecture. Whether she'd actually taken it to heart, only she knew. Monica. Are you feeling better? Not staying in the hospital after a car accident, actually leaving the same day. I think the older you get, the bolder you get. As long as Grace is healthy, whether I'm healthy or not probably isn't within your scope of concern, Mom. Ava's lips curved. Her fair face wore a sweet smile. How much longer are you staying, Mom? The doctor said I need more rest and shouldn't receive visitors too long. You're calling me a visitor? Monica's voice rose, her eyes full of disbelief. This was the daughter she'd carried for 10 months, blood thicker than water. Now she was calling her a visitor. Mom, this is Adrian's house. You're not the host here, are you? Ava's smiling words blocked Monica's response. Monica was immediately furious. Every word her daughter said had a barb, stabbing at her heart with hidden pain. She didn't understand how it had come to this. She took a deep breath. Why did you break up with the Hale boy? Monica didn't want to continue that topic with her daughter, so she simply changed the subject. She had indeed come to see her daughter today, but her daughter's words left all her prepared words with nowhere to go. She was naturally very satisfied with the Hale family. Moreover, she could tell Wesley's sincerity was real. Such a good match wasn't easy to find in New Harbor. The breakup? Ava crossed her legs. Leaning against the sofa, she smoothed her skirt and looked leisurely at Monica's face, red from anger. She touched her lower abdomen and said softly, Of course it's because I can't have children. The Hale family doesn't need a daughter-in-law who can't have children. At those words, Monica shot to her feet. What nonsense are you talking? You're a woman in your 20s. How can you not be able to have children? Suddenly, as if thinking of something, her expression changed drastically. Did you party too hard abroad and damage your body? Ava smiled at her without speaking. This made Monica even more certain she'd guessed right. Her daughter had been dating Adrian before going abroad. Her daughter had always been popular with boys. She'd heard the study abroad circles were very messy and had never agreed to let her daughter study abroad. But her daughter had insisted. You didn't listen to a word I said. Now look what's happened. Who will want to marry you like this? Monica was beside herself with rage. How could elite circles accept a daughter-in-law who couldn't have children? If she couldn't have children, she could only choose someone with worse conditions and would have to accept her husband having children with other women outside, even bringing illegitimate children openly into the home. My body did have problems. Ava's smile remained unchanged. Monica was so angry she nearly had a heart attack. Such a major issue, yet her daughter acted like nothing was wrong, as if there was nothing improper about this at all. Utterly incorrigible. However, Ava's eyes curved into crescents. If you want to know, go ask Uncle Marcus. I think he'd be quite happy to tell you. What does this have to do with your uncle? Monica's brow furrowed tightly. She reflexively thought of that mall fire 20 years ago. Her younger brother had never been interested in business since childhood. After graduation, he'd become a firefighter. This had infuriated their parents enough to declare they wouldn't acknowledge him as their son. That day, after she'd taken Grace out of the mall, she'd run into her brother getting off the fire truck. She'd begged him to save her daughter. "Sis, what brings you to see me today?" Having just finished training, Marcus Morgan opened a bottle of water and wiped the sweat from his face with the towel on his shoulder. Ever since he'd become a firefighter, their parents had kicked him out and refused to acknowledge him, feeling he was an embarrassment. He rarely contacted his older siblings either. Monica's expression was grave. Long after Marcus asked for the second time, she finally forced out the question. 20 years ago, when you took Ava to the hospital, what did the doctor say? At those words, Marcus was somewhat surprised. After 20 years, his sister had actually come in person to ask about this. When he'd brought Ava to the hospital, the scene had pretty much wrapped up. He'd only recently joined the force then. The captain, knowing Ava was his niece, had told him to stay at the hospital and take good care of her. He didn't need to return, because Ava had been so critically injured at the time. It was no exaggeration to say she'd been pulled back from death's door. Ava was in emergency surgery for a day and night. The operation was successful, and her subsequent recovery was good. The doctor said under normal circumstances, there shouldn't be any lasting effects. Good thing I made the split-second decision to sign consent for the hysterectomy. The doctor said if we'd waited any longer, they might not have been able to save her.